Unfortunately, they couldn't get the job done. But what a performance that was from Tottenham. Welcome back to a day after the game before, and I genuinely haven't been more pleased with a performance probably this season than that one last night. Sure, the comeback was, the dream, but we all knew it was pretty impossible. It was more about the performance, what sort of character were we going to show? Was Liverpool a fluke? Was, that not replicable? And we saw last night that this team has ability, it has fight, and it has heart in it. So while we did go out of the competition, which was probably for the best in the long run, my God, has that now given us massive confidence going into this relegation dogfight that we have somehow found ourselves in. Do you know how mental that is? After the performance last night, to think that we've somehow got ourselves in a relegation fight. Thomas Frank needs to be tried for his crimes, but I will come on to him a bit later. But my God, what a performance that was. Especially in the first half. Like, they couldn't get near us. Unfortunately, we didn't have more to show for it. But again, I'm probably going to circle back to this 100 times in this video. It was about the performance. It was about, what could be transferable into the next game. And Atletico Madrid, European great, we were unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? Was we unbelievable enough? No. But still, for what we've got lying ahead, we were very, very good last night. And no one else encapsulated that more than Archie Gray. Oh my God. That boy is unbelievable. It's been said for the last few weeks, few months, no matter how bad we've been as a collective, his standards never dropped. He was the shining light in, what was looking to be a pretty shit season. But my God, last night, he was everywhere. I'm actually going to put up his touch map right now. The boy was everywhere. At 20 years old against Atletico Madrid, a Champions League round of 16 game, and he was just unbelievable. I'm no poet, but he was just incredible last night. And obviously set up Xavi's goal, interception it, plays a 1-2 with him, lays it back off, and Xavi scores a lovely, lovely goal. One which we should be seeing more of, or have seen more so far this season. But Archie Gray's performance was that good that even while he was walking around the touchline after getting subbed off, one of the Atletico Madrid players came over and shook his hand and gave him a hug. The boy is so good. The boy is so good, and it makes me so angry that for large parts of this season we were seeing Bentancur and Paulinho. Need I say more than that? Do you know what I mean? It really is no surprise that the likes of Bayern Munich and stuff have been sniffing around him, even while the team have been this bad. And that I think that's the overall feeling from last night is these players are good. Do you know what I mean? We're all guilty of it. I've been guilty of it. They're shit, blah, blah, blah. They're not. They're really, really not. We have a good bunch of players here that just beat Atletico Madrid. Do you know, that's not something to be shirked at. Sure, we didn't qualify, but you know what I mean? We went punch for punch with Atletico Madrid, and we won on the night. These players are good. They've just been mismanaged for so long. And yes, their effort levels can be brought into question. I'm not rewriting history, but last night just showed this team is capable of, good performances. Last night got me that confident about our survival. I went and looked if there was tickets for Sunday. Do you know what I mean? There is, but I'm broke. But still, that feeling now of being excited to watch us. Obviously, that's probably a bit of a stretch, but just, do you know what I mean? You're watching us with a feeling. Do you know what I mean? It's not just an inevitable weight of doom that that we're not going to, concede the next goal. Our last few games, like the Palace game, the Atletico Madrid game, we concede one and then just bam, bam, bam. Do you know what I mean? We just concede goals in massive groups, and already we've stopped that. Do you know what I mean? Sure, Atletico Madrid, came back last night and they came back again, but we didn't let that get us down. Do you know what I mean? We didn't stop going for it, which is something we haven't seen in so long. Last night, I'm probably gassing it up too much, right? Fair enough, we went out. When you've lived through what we've lived through so far this season, and the performances week in, week out, my God, last night was an absolute world away from what we're used to. And no one sums that up better than Archie Gray. That boy, future England captain. I think I said that about Oliver Skip, to be honest. But still, Archie Gray, invest in your stocks. Do you know what? Even if you're going to try and invest now, you're too late. Because you weren't in the trenches with us. Too late. Also, that was Xavi Simons' best game for us as well. Without a shadow of a doubt. Second half more so. Like, first half, there was a couple of sort of, frustrating moments. But the thing I will never take away from Xavi Simons is his decision making perfect. No, do you know what I mean? Sometimes he should pass when he dribbles and vice versa. But he does not stop trying things. Bearing in mind, he gets the absolute shit kicked out of him. Every game, it will be so easy for him to hide away from the ball. Just play passes, just go through the motions. But he doesn't. He keeps going every single time. And it's a shame that we, haven't got to see the best of him or sort of close to what we wanted. But last night was it in a perfect sort of summary of what he can do. Because, I mean, the first goal is just unbelievable. Him and Archie Gray again combining, and then the shot just wrapping it into that far corner. Unbelievable. And now for Xavi Simons, I just hope this is the confidence booster that he needs. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is right. You've done it against Atlético, Forest at the weekend. Let's go again. Do you know, I genuinely want to see like same lineup, same everything. Don't change it. You found a system that works. Let's go again. Because when the ball is at his feet, things happen. Do you know what I mean? He just makes it happen. And you could see the relief and like the joy when he scored. That you can tell how much that meant to him. Because, for all intents and purposes, while the fans have suffered the most, this hasn't been fun for the players either. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, a big, big night for Xavi Simons. And hopefully many more to come. Another really bright spark, especially in the first half, was Matisse Tel. Now, Matisse Tel, if you ask one half of the Tottenham fan base what they think of him, they'll say, waste of space. Others, see the good in him. But again, similar to Xavi Simons, that man tries. Do you know, he gives it a go. No matter how many times it doesn't work, or if he's been fouled, or if he's only getting 15 minutes at the end of a game, he tries. He takes his man on. He gets the ball and says, give it to me. I'm going to do something here. And we don't have enough of that. We don't have enough players that are willing to just, run at people. And that first half, he was causing all sorts of problems. I'm going to caveat it with the slight negative of he should have squared it. He should have squared it twice. The first time, fair enough. The second time, the screenshots are devastating. Don't go out of your way to look for them, please. But like I said, I'm really trying not to nitpick negatives of that game, because it was a good performance. It was a great performance. So there's no need to really get caught up on things. Did we need another 2 legs against Barcelona? Probably not. So it is what it is. But yeah, Gray, Xavi, Tel, all excellent last night. I mean, everyone was really. When I was making my post-match reaction for my TikTok, which you should follow, I was looking through and I was like, no one let themselves down. Do you know, no one performed back. Even Vicario had a fucking solid game. Some of the saves he was making, I was like, yes, there we go. That's what we used to see him. The goals we conceded were unfortunate. Do you know what I mean? The counter-attack, and then there seems to be 6 defenders around Alvarez, and he still manages to get a shot off. And then the header from the corner, do you know, like, sometimes quality is just quality. There's not really too much you can pick apart from it. But Vicario, again, kept us in that game at some points. Very, very good performance from him. More again on Sunday. On a more negative note, that referee didn't want to give us anything, did he? That referee did not want to give us a single 50-50, like any sort of decision that he didn't have to. He wasn't going to. He was probably fuming to give us the pen in the last few minutes. Do you know what I mean? And with the foul before the Xavi goal, I could sit here and say it's like 100% a foul, but to be honest, it's 50-50. Do you know what I mean? Like, some refs would give it, some wouldn't. It's just unfortunate that obviously they went up the other end and scored. But across the game, the 50-50s he did not want to give us. But yeah, across the game, I thought the ref was pretty atrocious. Now on to more positives. Igor Tudor. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Do you know, I'm like, don't get me wrong, he's not inventing the wheel, but he's getting a tune out of these players. The system's working. The press is now more effective. And sure, the first 4 games were rough, but if it took 4 games for us to find a system that works and then we can build on from there, I'm all for it. And that's what makes me really angry about Thomas Frank. Do you know what I mean? Because we were saying for months that these players were not as bad as they were looking. The system was just horrendous. Tudor's come in and within a month of already playing better than we did in the 6 months with Thomas Frank. This is not me trying to say, give him the permanent job. But again, he's now instilling confidence in me that we're going to be fine. Which I really hope we are, because my God, relegation would be devastating. But Igor Tudor, whatever, the press are trying to throw at him, journalists are trying to get little headlines and stuff, he's doing a good performance. If we can keep this up for the rest of the season, I think we'll be absolutely fine. Especially now that we've got more players coming back from injury. So obviously last night we had Bergvall and Udogie come back. Hopefully, Forest, I think there's a 3-week international break. So, just chuck a little Kudus in there. Do you know what I mean? And then suddenly the mood would shift massively. And I mean massively. But yeah, I'm not really sure, where we go from here. Hopefully it's only up. Forest at the weekend is the biggest 6-pointer we've played in a while. But if the players keep delivering like they did last night, the fans will be there. These players need to show up on a more consistent basis for these fans now. Because last night, the fans were unbelievable. But do you know what helps? A good performance on the pitch. It's so much easier to get behind than watching absolute dross. So the relationship is building between the fans and the players. You can feel it. And Sunday is a massive, massive opportunity for us to go, no, do you know what? We've let this foolishness go on too long. We are not getting relegated. Do you know what? Dare I say it? Tottenham have got me looking forward to a game, which I haven't felt since the first week of the season. So let me know your thoughts, comments, feelings, any players I missed. I think I covered everything, but let me know your thoughts on the game. And, are we going to be all right? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, all that malarkey. Appreciate it. I'll see you on Monday.